Hello everyone, welcome back to another session with me. I am Sanyukta Saxena and we have been running this series on Lacy Zentangles, right? So drawing laces, tangling, and sometimes giving a lacy look to our tangle itself, sometimes drawing just pure laces, right? So a mix of tiles that we have drawn till now. So these are the two tiles that we drew in the last session. So today I will be working on a zendala, right? So if you wish, you can draw some circles or you can work, because I'll be working in a circle today. That's why I chose a zendala. However, you can do the same exercise on your apprentice size style also, right? So that is not an issue. So I have drawn some concentric circles with my pencil here, but this is just for reference. I may not stick to it, right? So let's get started with today's session. And I'm just going to start with an orb in the center, like this, right? So I'm using my O8 here, and then I'm going to start drawing some lines. First add some dots, right? So let's see if we will tangle in this style. Maybe we just stick to laces only, right? So for your reference, you can first draw another circle, right? So although I have a circle here, but I'm not sticking to that. As I mentioned, this is just for reference. You may or may not stick to it. Yeah, so I have drawn another circle, and then I'm going to be drawing some lines, adding some dots at the end of the line also to maintain that lacy look. Yeah, so starting with a simple lace like look. So keep rotating your tile. You're drawing a circle now, so you may have to do that often. Right? So that's the first layer that we have drawn. Now moving on to the second, right? So what I'm going to do is link any two dots and then add a big orb. Fill it in with a small gap. Again, two, add a big orb, fill it in. Again, link two. They cannot be hanging in the air, right? So I told you one of the principle of laces. Everything is interlinked. They are interlaced through threads. So these are hanging from the above lace. So make these really big. I want to keep them big because I'm going to add smaller orbs in between, right? So they should look different from these outer orbs. So I'm making these big. Again, link to add a big orb. It's like cotton balls, thread balls. Take your time and slowly link them. Right, now I'm going to connect these with some more dots. So you can either add just one depending on whatever spaces you have, but try and give it a dot look, uneven look, instead of straight lines. Yeah, so that is our second layer. Now moving on to the third. So I'm going to add some curves now, again connected to the upper orb. So I'm just building on my lace, right, layer by layer, not thinking much what where. just taking one level at a time. So we have already down 2 levels. Now to the third. Right. Now I would switch pen and add that looping to my line. Right. You can also use your O8 if you want these lines to be very bold. So give this looped uneven feel like this. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Laces are intricate work, so if you wish you can be really I'm sorry, intricate with your laces. Right, so just looping it to add that uneven look. Right, so once we are done with that, now I'm going to again pick up my O8 and draw some lines and add a droplet, just the way we did earlier also, like this. Yeah, something like this. Somewhere going with the shape of the curve. Yeah. So just add these lines with a droplet at the end throughout, slowly. Yeah. I'm done with that exercise. I'm again going to add fine loops inside it. In fact, the whole thing. I'm just going to loop like this. Yeah. Give it an uneven finish. Small. So I'm still continuing with the same exercise. Sorry for that power outage. So continuing with the same looping stroke throughout the droplets, starting from the stem till the end, to give it a more lacy, uneven kind of a look. Yeah. So we have done that, and you can see the beautiful texture that it adds. Right. Now again, up to us, what do we want to do next? So again, we will draw some, I think this is the fourth layer. Yeah, fourth layer. So drawing some triangular spaces. Just randomly. Yeah, again, don't forget to add the dots where they are connecting. Just highlight that part. I'm using my O8. Yeah, use a little thinner nib to interconnect these also, right? So just add a fine line between them so that they also look like laced with each other. Small little things that add to the look of your lace. May not be very visible, but wherever it is, it does indicate the minute details, yeah, that you have taken care of. Again, I will add some dots on this line also. Laces, even if it is a simple line, add some looping to it. Nothing is plain line in lace. Yeah, so once we have done that, now let us see what do we want to do next. So I'm just going to pick up my O5 again and add a thin mesh here. Right, so I'm going to be extending my lace to the next layer, adding a thin mesh inside this triangular shape that we have drawn. Like this, yeah, so I'll do that throughout. So pretty intricate work, fine mesh, take your time, don't haste up. Yeah, and I'm finishing the mesh work on the last one here. Done with that exercise, right? So again, what I'm going to do is extend the things a little more. Like this, right? I'll show you one, and then I'm going to use a finer nib and connect these. Like this, probably 2 lines, 3 lines, depending on whatever spaces you have. Yeah, so first let us draw these lines. Can have big orbs. Just going by the spaces that is there, drawing lines first, decreasing in size, then increasing in size, following the sequence of lace that is above. Not thinking how many lines, where, what, going with the flow. Yeah, so we are done with that exercise. Make sure the orbs are big enough. So now let us pick up a finer nib and then just connect these together, preferably add a dot at the ends, as many as you can fit in, that's okay. Just going with the flow. Yeah. So I'm just going to link all of these. So I'm done with that exercise, and the last layer I'm just going to link these orbs together. Right, so first we'll add the looping. Probably I'll use a bolder nib here. I'm using my 08, and this time it is going to be prominent. Yeah, same stroke, loops, continuous eke, close to each other. Yeah, so once we are done with that exercise, I've looped the border. Now I'm just going to be adding some orbs. Add a line, draw an orb, and another orb inside. Draw a line, an orb, another orb inside. Yeah, same as we did in the last session. But again, you have a choice. How do you want to fill inside the orb? Right, so let's see if we can do something different here. I'm just going to first add these orbs, then go ahead and add looping to each of these orbs. Yeah, take your time and do that exercise throughout. Yeah, I'm almost finishing here. Yeah, so once you're done with that exercise, again add a dot in between to show that linked kind of a thing, right, that the orbs are linked to each other. So add a stitch in between. At times there are spaces, mostly they are not, but still add that extra dot. Yeah. So once we are done with that, again up to us, you can either do the same looping as we did in the previous session, right, or you can just add some wide divisions like this. Even this will look nice. So I'm not looping, I'm just adding some lines like these. Yeah, just loop the top and add some lines like this. This also looks nice lace work. Yeah. So many ways that you can use the orb also as far as laces is concerned. Yeah, so I'll do that for all. Slowly take your time and add those lines inside each of the orbs like this. Yeah. So I have done that exercise. One small little thing that I'm going to do here is add this looping under the orbs. These are very small little details that if you take care of, then your tiles really look very lacy, but they are intricate, right? So wherever there is a little space, just do that exercise. I don't see too much space here. So add that unevenness, that laced kind of look wherever you do see some space. Yeah. So I have done that exercise, small little detailing. You can see the edges are now uneven. Yeah, they look nice, lacy. So you can very well leave the tile here as it is, or you can again continue adding details. So small little things that you can again do. Something like this. Fine, using my finest pen. Yeah. Again, optional. You can close the tile after the orbs. Yeah, so I'll just complete this exercise. Make sure you don't put your hand on wet jelly roll, it will smudge. So laces are intricate, laces are supposed to be delicate. So whenever you draw a lacy tile, make sure you use different pens, some fine, some bold, and you give them a delicate look. It is interlaced, linked. Yeah, so that's today's style. I'm now going to stop here and put my chalk. Yeah, and then sign and date it. Today is 23rd, right? So take a moment to appreciate your tile, and I shall see you again with another session of Lacy's and Tangles. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.